Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be reviewing the Garmin Edge 530 cycling computer. Let's get into it. So in today's review I wanted to touch on a few points. The size of the device, the user interface, the navigation, and then just how it is as a whole, as an entire package. And my verdict if I were to recommend it or if I were to recommend another device instead. So first of all, talking about the size, I find it to be more than big enough. It's still super nice and tiny, so you don't have to worry about it causing any drag or anything because it's so nice and small and super slim. It's also really lightweight, which is really good. And it's more than big enough to be able to see the navigation or anything, so don't worry about the screen maybe not being big enough. It's definitely good enough for what you need, especially since it's not a touch screen. I wouldn't say you need anything bigger. I was more than capable of being able to read the directions, and I always used it with 6 different types of information on the screen, which was more than enough for everything that I wanted to see at once, and you have different pages and stuff as well, so you don't need to worry about that. So now the user interface. This is a little bit of a controversial subject. So the Garmin Edge 530 has buttons. It's not touchscreen, so it has buttons on the device to operate it, which is really good in the rain or when you're wearing gloves or something, even though Garmin says that their newer Garmin Edge 830 and 1030 are also usable with gloves on, but I find buttons in general are easier when you're wearing gloves or anything. The only problem I find with the user interface though is that there's about 10 different submenus. So there's a menu in a menu in a menu, and it gets a little confusing sometimes. It definitely took me a while to get used to it. I had to play around with it for a little while, and sometimes on rides I was getting a little confused where I was or where I needed to go or what button I needed to press now to get to where I wanted to go. But in the end, after a while you get used to it, and then it's actually not a big deal. It's just at the beginning it's definitely a bit of a learning curve, but once you got it, it's not that bad. You learn where everything is and then you're good to go. The navigation, on the other hand, I find is amazing. It's the best navigation I've ever experienced. It's honestly better than what's on my phone. I used to ride with a phone mount and Google Maps or Waze or something on my phone, and it works even though it has bike routes and everything, right? But nothing compares to the Garmin navigation. I find it always finds the perfect bike routes, and especially when you have it in, you tell it you don't want any gravel roads, it doesn't take you on any gravel roads. It's literally all road, perfectly paved streets, and I feel like it just knows where to go much better than my phone does, which is pretty awesome. The routing does take a little while, so even though it's twice as fast as the Garmin Edge 520, it still takes a little while in my opinion. Could be a little faster at finding a destination, but rerouting and stuff, when you go the wrong way, it does on the device, and that it does really well. It does it within, I would say, 5 to 10 seconds maximum. It's just the routing at the beginning when you first enter your route could take up to 2 minutes depending how long your ride is. Overall, as an entire package, I find the Garmin Edge 530 to be a really great device. The out front mount that it comes with is the one I've been using, and I find it to be great as well. Really holds the device right in front of you, perfect view on a road bike, and it's good. It comes with another mount as well that you can use whenever you want on a mountain bike, perhaps, or any other type of bike if you would like to mount it somewhere else, wherever it's good for you. It lets you mount it in a bunch of different places. With the navigation, which is the basically key feature for me, which is why I wanted it, it's really good, 10 out of 10. The connecting with power meters and everything is no problem at all as well. Yes, they could improve the user interface a little bit, but it's not a big deal. You get used to it. The size I find is perfect, nice and small, compact, has whatever you need. You can attach a power bank to the back. It has 20 hours of battery life, but with the battery pack attached to the back of it, it gets you 40, or if you're in low power mode, which is crazy. It's more than enough. You guys are not going to need more. Unless you're biking for weeks without a wall outlet, but that's very unlikely because or else you wouldn't even have a phone. The speed is more than good enough. Only annoys me a little at the beginning of the ride, but just get it set up before you go out and it's not a problem. For the price, I think it's definitely a buy. I would recommend this over the Garmin 830 or 1030 for sure, if you guys can live with the fact that it has buttons. Took me a little while to get used to. It's still a little annoying sometimes. I wish I could just swipe on the screen to change pages, but it's not a big deal. I'm getting used to it slowly. And yeah, like I said, battery life amazing. I haven't even charged it once yet, and I've ridden a lot. So yeah, so I definitely highly recommend it. If you guys are interested in buying it, definitely let me know what you think about it as well. You can drop a comment below and let me know what you thought about the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to not miss any of my upcoming videos. I upload every Sunday at 8 p.m. in Europe and 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.